So did you guys know there's different ways to get into ketosis outside of the ketogenic diet? And have you ever heard of this term called ketoacidosis and you wondered, what the heck is that? I know, we're gonna be talking about that, so get ready. That's what we're about to drop. So I want you guys to think about ketosis as a physiological state, not just a diet. There's other ways to induce ketosis outside of just what you eat, right? You can get into ketosis with fasting, intermittent fasting. You can do it with also, like I said, the diet, but also exercise induces ketosis. So there's multiple ways that you can get into ketosis because it's a physiological state. It's not just a diet, right? Maybe you've never thought of it that way. So let me just take a step back and explain to you how it kind of works physiologically in your body. I'll try not to get too deep, but the way you get into ketosis is that your blood sugar has to be low for long enough period of time to where insulin becomes like at low levels or stabilized. Okay, once that insulin is low for long enough periods of time, the body triggers the production of these ketones. And all ketones is basically your body breaks down stored fat and sends it into the liver. The liver repackages them as ketone molecules, right? And then the body uses those ketones as energy. Now keep in mind that ketosis is like kind of a secondary or alternative way of burning fat. It's not your primary way. The big key takeaway is though, is you want to think of all this in context. Is carbohydrates bad? No. Is ketosis the only way? No. But you need to think about what your goals are. And my goals are longevity and overall health. And we know that overconsumption of sugar and insulin resistance and inflammation, these all cause your body to shift over only using glucose for energy, and we don't burn fat as well either. And what happens is it drives more inflammation in the body. Okay, we know that inflammation causes a disruption in the way hormones work. So when we get hormones out of balance, we're gonna store more fat. Insulin's gonna be higher. We're gonna have higher amounts of insulin resistance. It's gonna affect cortisol. Cortisol we know is a fat storing hormone. It's also going to shift thyroid in the wrong directions, and your sex hormones like testosterone, growth hormone, those are going to go lower, and you're going to have fat storing hormones like estrogen that are going to go up. So that just puts you in a state where you're more prone to store more fat, right? But overall, there's more to the story that ketosis is doing, okay? And ketosis is actually, these ketones are acting as signaling molecules to be able to downregulate inflammation or turn down the inflammatory response, so that way we can get our hormones in more imbalanced, and we're gonna be able to be better fat burners. They also act as like an epigenetic signaling molecule. Okay, I know it's a big term, so I'm gonna stop right there, but epigenetic just means that it's affecting you at the genetic level or your genes, and it's turning on good genes and turning down bad genes. So these ketones are just doing so much more, and they're also a cleaner fuel source. So if you think of it like burning wood versus burning gas, same thing in the body. When we metabolize food, it releases these free radicals in the body. And so with ketosis, your body actually releases less free radicals in the body, so it's going to be less inflammatory just by nature, okay? But here's the thing, it offers the brain as a great fuel source. You see, the brain largely needs glucose for energy whenever ketones aren't present, okay? But when ketones are present, the brain can utilize these very efficiently. Now the brain can't use long chain fatty acids. It can't get through the blood-brain barrier, and so we can't just use long chain fatty acids. And so in this state of ketosis, that's why we get amazing brain clarity. We can think clearly. It also suppresses your appetite. So guys, I could go on and on, but also here's the big benefit of being in ketosis and having being in that physiological state is that the ketones are signaling to the brain that we have plenty of energy, so it suppresses insulin, and therefore you're able to actually burn fat while maintaining lean muscle and sparing the body from breaking down lean muscle mass. If you're looking at it from a health and longevity standpoint, then you might want to really consider ketosis. Now, if you're looking to put on the most muscle as possible, and you're trying to just gain as much muscle, and you're in the gym constantly, you need to fuel in yourself, then you might, do like a higher protein diet, higher carbohydrate diet, but you're gonna make sure that you have to recover really good, that you're supplementing, getting the right nutrients in the body. And for me, I had to eat like 6 to 8 times a day, right? And so it was very time consuming. And not to mention, I was hangry every 3 to 4 hours, right? I don't know if you guys ever feel that, like low blood sugar and you just get hangry. Like I was ready to punch somebody, right? You might think, man, that dude has some problems. He's got some anger issues. But really, guys, like, you know how it feels when you're hangry. Well, I was like that every 3 hours because I was training my body to eat that way. Well, when I got into ketosis, like I said, it suppressed my appetite. I didn't crave for all the bad foods and the carbohydrates, like the donuts and the sweets and so forth. This is a great way to kind of get off of those cravings, suppress your appetite, maintain lean muscle mass, and raise your basal metabolic rate, which is your metabolism. So if you guys have more questions or some other videos you'd like me to do on this topic, feel free to put them in the comments section below and just give me some feedback. But I'd also like to cover this concept called ketoacidosis. So ketoacidosis is a term that you might be scared of. You've heard of it. It's actually life-threatening, but that's normally what it's typical in is type 1 diabetics. And what happens is in type 1 diabetics, the pancreas doesn't make much insulin, okay? It doesn't make any insulin really. And so what happens is when you have a large consumption of carbohydrates, you have a large amount of sugar in the body, and your pancreas isn't making insulin, and you don't have insulin present in the body, what happens is the body rapidly makes like crazy amounts of ketones in the body. And so it gets up to like this range of 18 to 20 millimolars. If you're in nutritional ketosis, you'll know that you'll normally be anywhere from like 1 to 2, maybe 3 millimolars of ketones, which is a very therapeutic range. But in the case of ketoacidosis, it gets up in this 18 to 20 range. It makes the blood very acidic and can be very life-threatening. So there's a big, big difference in that. So you might be concerned about ketoacidosis. You've heard it's a bad thing. You need not worry about it when you're in nutritional ketosis. It's more of something to think about if you're a type 1 diabetic. So guys, I'm gonna leave it with that. If you guys like our channel, please feel free to subscribe. Put some comments in the comment section below to give us some feedback of what you like and don't like. Also hit the notification button so you don't miss any of these videos. So that's all I got for now. I'm gonna peace out. God bless you guys. Peace. Mic drop. Bam. Or we can do boom. I like to do all those. This is fun. Let's do one more. Bam. Maybe we'll go like bam. See you guys. Peace.